probably one of my favorite topics to address. If you need a bag of tricks for someone to focus on you, it's not real. This is the same sentiment of putting a love spell on somebody and it not being real. One thing that a lot of people don't understand, and this goes especially for people who are stuck in toxic dynamics that they're reliving over and over again, right? You're leaving one ex and then you're finding a new one and they're your Prince Charming and all of a sudden you realize they're just the same person, different shell. Everybody in your direct perception, in your world, in your whatever you want to call it, is a direct reflection of how you see the world, of how you perceive things to be. We all hold assumptions. Our brain learns through repetition. Our subconscious is guiding us through everyday life based on things that it has learned throughout our, childhood years, teen years, watching TV, listening to music, having people tell us all kinds of things, all these platitudes, money doesn't grow on trees. Like, no shit, that's why we're working like slaves in order to get money when we shouldn't even have to do that. So keep in mind that everything that surrounds you is a direct reflection of how you see the world and how you feel about it. So if you start affirming for somebody to see the value in you, that automatically implies, for example, that you hold value. If you don't see yourself as valuable and you don't start affirming for yourself to be valuable, this has been said a million times before. How is someone else supposed to love you if you don't love yourself? People always say that this is, like mind tricks or this is manipulation or whatever. But the thing is this, and look, if this works both ways, right? Both negatively and positively, people are so hell-bent on being happy, being miserable, and manifesting everything negative, right? Holding negative assumptions, being in toxic mindsets, holding toxic relationships in place. But when you tell them, hey, there's a way out of it, you can actually retrain your brain to be in a much more positive mindset. And as a result of that, people around you will start treating you differently. Things will change. All of a sudden, everybody screams manipulation. Why? Because we were conditioned to do that. So fun fact, even you holding this assumption is a result of you having been conditioned and trained by, let's just say, society, for you to not want good for yourself, for you to not live the life that you deserve, for you to be miserable. The more miserable you are, the easier you are to control. The more miserable you are, the more miserable making content you consume without even realizing, which then in turn cements the negative assumptions that you have about yourself. And what do people do that are miserable? They consume, they fall into addiction, they do all kinds of things that are not good for us, that keep us in this you're in a toxic relationship with society. Like, I don't know how else to say it. And there's only one way out, and that is for you to break out of that mindset and do something about it.